Good morning, doctor, and now we're going to explain about our project, and the title of our project is Smart Door Lock. And why we need to use this is because the traditional mechanical locks are too many limitations, and also they are very inconvenient. So the solution to solve this problem is we design an electronic door lock system featuring a numeric keypad for password entry and the reset button. And the objective of our project is to enhance the security, improve user convenience, and also real-time monitoring. And this is our project flow. The first step, we initialize the project and choose a project component, and then we design a prototype and start doing the coding part. And after that, we testing, maintenance, and update. And the final part is to do documentation and the demonstration.
Also, this is our prototype, and there are a few of components here. So the first one is 16x2 LCD I2C, which the orange line is SDA, which connect to the PV7 yellow, and the yellow is SCL, which connected to PVL, and this is black pills, which connected to power source, which we can, this is USB connector, which we can connect to computer. And there are 12 input button here, and the first one, this one is the reset button, which connected to PA10, and the second one is the enter button, which connected to PA11, and there are remaining 9 buttons, which connected to PA0 until PA9. So each of them is active high push button with external pull down resistor. And this is the buzzer, which connected to PV1 here, and this is relay module to control the LY03 door latch lock, which this is the LY03 door latch lock, and the relay module is also connected to the power source and also connected to the backpills PV0. And this white color one is the magnetic switch sensor to detect the door status, which is connected with an external resistance and connected to PA15.
And now I'm going to plug in for the power source. And after the initialization, it will appear enter password at the screen. And I have two options, either to set a new password by long press the reset button, or I can directly input the password to unlock the door. And now I just simple enter the default password, which is 1111, which is 61. So after 6 input, whether I press what button, it won't appear anything else. And now I press enter. This is the enter button, and the door is open. So this is the sensors to detect whether the door status is open or closed. So if it is closed, and after 10 seconds, it will unlock. It will lock back again.
Now I'm going to demonstrate how our door lock can change the password. So at first, if you long press the reset button for 2 seconds, it will show enter old password. So firstly, I purposely enter a wrong password first. So if we enter a wrong password, we press enter, it will show wrong password. So you'll jump back to the enter password state. So if you want to change the password, we need to long press the button for 2 seconds again. And as our default password is 61, so I press 111111, and I press enter, it will display enter the new password. So now I'm going to change my password into 60. So this new password will be 10000000. As I press enter, it will show new password safe. So now I'll demonstrate, I'll check whether the password is safe or not. So now enter the password, so I enter our new password 000000, I press enter, the door is unlocked. So it shows that the password is successfully changed to 000. So that's all for my part. Thank you, teacher.
So about the other function, if I accidentally press the wrong password, I can press again the reset button to clear the state. And or else I press the wrong password and I press enter, yeah, it will give alert. The buzzer will give alert, and it will show wrong password. And now I'm going to check back for the alarm system. So now I input the correct password. So the door is unlocked now, and I open the door. So it will detect the door status. If after 30 seconds, the counter rises for 30 seconds, and it will sound the buzzer to give alert where the door is open. Yeah, this is the alarm. And now if I close the door will lock back. Yeah, the door is locked itself. So that's all for the prototype. So for the programming part, at first we have to include all the main libraries that we use. So in the main.h, we define all the input and output pins, and we have 12 number of input button and 6 of password length. And we include I2C.h, and liquid crystal I2C.h is for the 16x2 LCD I2C. And time.h is for the timer, and GPIO.h is for the input and output. String.h is for the password as we use char. This variable is declared for the LCD, and this is for the timer. And this 4 is for the input, temporary input, and password is for the default password that we set, which is 111161. And this is clear is for the reference to clearing all the input. Temp is a temporary password. So clear state is to make sure reset is pressed to clear the screen, and enter state is to make sure enter is pressed to enter the next stage. And button press flag is to check for input, and door open counter, door open flag is to check for door status. So this is the struct that we use to record all the number. This is the number button that we record in the program. So 0 to 9 is for the number button, and we also include reset button and enter button. This is the function that we use, and I will explain later. So in the main void, at first we initialize the flash interface and the sysdig. And then we configure the system clock, and we initialize all configured peripherals. So if the reset button is not pressed, it will read the number button one by one if it is pressed or not. So if the number button is pressed, it will call out the enter function, and it's the same, digit will be read one by one. And after 6 digit is pressed and enter is pressed, it will compare the input with the password stored. If it is correct, it will go into the unlock door function. If this is wrong, it will go into alert wrong password function. And in the unlock door function, the relay pin will be activated to open the door lock, and it will call out the alert door open function. In the alert door open function, 10 seconds will be delayed to ensure the door can be opened by the user before it locks back. So it will read for the magnetic read switch sensor button whether the door is closed or not. So if the door is open, it will start the timer. And in the timer, if it is over 30 seconds, it will turn on the buzzer to give alert. And it will continuous reading the sensor whether the door is closed or not. If the door is closed, it will turn off the buzzer and the timer will be stopped. So after that, it will deactivate the relay to lock the door back and back to the initial state. And if the password is wrong, it will activate the buzzer and print wrong password. And after that, it will deactivate the buzzer and back to the initialized state. So in the while one loop, at first we use how get tick to get the current time, and then we wait for the reset button. If the reset button is long pressed for over 2 seconds, that means the user want to set a new password, and then it will enter the reset mode. So if the reset button is not pressed, then it will check for the number button. If the number button is pressed, then that means the user want to access for the door lock, and it will enter the mode, this mode. So we see for the reset mode. At first, the screen will be clear and it will print enter old password. And then we check for one by one for the digit whether it is pressed or not, as we have 6 digits. So we call out the enter function. So in the enter function, we read the button one by one by using the debounce code. So if the first digit is pressed, the screen will be clear first, and a star will be printed if for every input. This is for safety. And if reset button is pressed, all the input will be clear and clear state will be 1. And if 6 digit is pressed and enter is pressed, it will go into the enter state. So if the clear state is 1, all the temporary password and input will be clear. And if the 1 digit is pressed, it will save into the temporary password. And then after 6 digit is pressed and enter button is pressed, it will compare the temporary password with the password stored. If it is correct, it will show enter new password, so user can enter the new password to save. And the same, we read 1 digit one by one by using the enter function. And then if 6 digit password is entered and enter is pressed, it will stop the temporary password into the password and back to the reset state, back to the initialized state. So if the compact password is wrong, so it will go to the alert wrong password state function.